Hey, welcome back. This is my Platinum walkthrough for Silent Hill F. This is part 17. We're in New Game Plus at the moment, going for ending number 2. Straight away when you spawn in, there's a crowbar behind you if you need it. You kind of lob straight into a battle since this chapter begins, but there is an autosave thankfully as the chapter starts. So take out my first 2 enemies quickly, and I'm just going to sort out my build. So the Omamari I'm going to be equipping are going to be Spider, Elephant, Tanuki and Weasel. I'm going to use a very sharp weapon which is otherwise known as a kitchen knife. We're still in story difficulty, so you can change it up a bit. It's not too big of a difference really, but it works well for me, and I really like the elephant one because you cannot get stun locked. We might not be able to use it on Lost in Fog difficulty because enemies do much more damage, but for now we can use it and just keep attacking enemies. So we're going to come down the path, grab the immune on the right, grab this kitchen knife. Yes, you're now going to find out just how strong the kitchen knives are. They break really quick, and there's the first aid kit here as well on the rock, which I almost forgot. I ran past it. Continue down here, and then on your right, a bit further down this path. Yeah, there is nothing. Kind of just forgot for a moment, but you want to continue on down, guys, and we need to destroy this big egg enemy. So there's a trophy in this level for getting to the end and catching up to the fog monster 3 times. So if you don't have that trophy yet, you want to try and get it now. I mean, I've already failed it once, but when you run down the hill, you see the fog monster in the distance. You have to quickly catch up to the fog monster until it teleports away. And if you take too long, you'll not catch up and it will just fade away just normally as it does. So down here near that egg enemy, you want to grab the bandage and the yoken behind that house on the right. Yeah, bandage on the front bench and a yoken around the side. After defeating the enemy, carry on down. This path on the right will lead you to a divine water. Just near that locked gate, grab the divine water and continue back up to the shrine. We'll be defeating the boss in this video. That one where you have to defeat it without getting hit by any of its arrows. But don't worry, we're going to be defeating that boss without it ever getting a chance to fight any arrows. So there's not even any need to dodge them because it's not going to be shooting any at you, because it's going to be dead before he gets a chance to shoot any, poor guy. We're going to sell all the offerings at the shrine, come around here, dodge that first enemy which tried to ambush you and grab you, and then grab the divine water behind him. After you've got a divine water, sorry, not a divine water, it's a dried carcass. Sorry, grab the dried carcass, come to this next house on the left, grab the bandage, the toolkit, and the baseball bat if you need it. But I'm keeping hold of my kitchen knives, like I say, they're really, really good. Once you've got all them, continue on down. There will be a sickle around here. I'm not going to take it, I'm showing you where it is. The kitchen knife is better, but sickles probably comes in second place in terms of best weapons. Grab the Higashi around the back there. Yes, there's no stun damage really on the knives. It does not stun enemies, but it does a lot of damage, and of course it's really quick to attack with. Steel pipe on the left there if you need it. Continue on downwards, there'll be a immune on the right. Make sure you grab that item. Remember, make sure you keep 3,000 faith and 1 EMA ready for New Game Plus Plus, so we can buy that 5th Omamari slot as soon as we start New Game Plus Plus ready for ending 4. So I'm going to take out this enemy first. Look how quick it kills him. The knife, it's so nice to use. So grab the bandage over there, and then once he's dead, we're going to continue on. Now the barrier's been taken away. In this truck on the left is nothing, just fresh air. But continue right, there'll be a bandage, there'll be a crowbar if you need it, and on that barrel is some chocolate. I don't want to overwrite anything when the save point is basically right beside me. So I'm going to sell these goodies first, and I'm going to grab the chocolate and sell that next. That's it, there's no point to overwrite something when I can just sell at the shrine nearby, get space and grab it, and then go and sell that straight after. Continue on the remaining path. There will be a knife in a pot on the left there if you need it. Yeah, kitchen knife. Right, sometimes you can just take a new one because it'll give you basically full durability again. Grab that yoken on the right. The next fork, go left along here. Grab that sushi. And then on the far left will be a tea and a crowbar if you need it. Right, so once you've explored this alley, this dead end, make your way back to junction. Take a left path, there'll be antique comb just near that notice board. Grab an antique comb, grab the toolkit on the right, continue on, And then all that's there, there's going to be a sickle. And then you've got the last egg enemy we need to take out. Yeah, sickle just there on the left. You see it teleported away? That's kind of what you have to do 3 times. And that is where the trophy pops, by the way. If you haven't got it by now and you've chased him all 3 times and made him teleport away. So, on the right there is a toolkit. You've got a crowbar stuck in there near the well. And I was going to take out these enemies quickly. Take out the beast. You only have to take out the egg enemy, really. Now, over here, there's a first aid kit. And you've also got a Remune on that bench. And that is pretty much everything. Now all we need to do, we kill the egg enemy, so we can just make our way through here. And there'll be a cutscene. We'll be back here shortly. The boss on the end of Ending 2, by the way, you fight him in fox form. With your, with your fox arm. So all your weapons, they're pretty much going to be useless very, very soon. Because remember, you do not carry any weapons or items into New Game Plus. So the Omamori, because we're going to be having our fox arm next, just going to change it up slightly. So the build I'm going for now is the Hound, Elephant, Tanuki and Weasel. Hound, Elephant, Tanuki and Weasel. Yeah, that's what we're going for next. Right, so just continue forward. There'll be a few cutscenes. That's it. And once we get control back in the village area, we're going to spin around and grab the chocolate behind us. We need to make our way back up to the house now. Then we'll make our way to the final boss for Ending 2. There will be a little bit of loot to pick up, new loot on the way up there. Not too much, but there will be a bit. For example, over here, you've got a bandage. So interact with the doll, that'll make 2 enemies appear. On this bench, you've got a Yoken, so grab that Yoken. Take out these 2 normal enemies. Yeah, got 3 gauntlets on the way up, you probably remember by now. The next video, by the way, we're going to be reloading that save back to just before we purify the Sacred Sword. And we're going to be doing a quick speed run to the end. I'm going to try and do it in one single video in 30 minutes. Just speed run from that save all the way to ending number 3. And then when we do New Game Plus Plus on Saturday's video, we'll be loading the New Game Plus save from this playthrough we're doing right now. So grab the dried carcass there and also grab the bandage. Yeah, this playthrough we're on right now in this video, guys, because we've been collecting everything, this is one we want to make a New Game Plus save at the end. So that have 2 endings on it, and then we'll reload this when we go for Ending 4 on Lost in the Fog difficulty. But of course I'll bring all that up again once we get to that point. So come to the shrine on the left, sell all your offerings. Quite a few there to sell, which will free up my inventory quite a bit. So they have a tea. I'm just going to grab that tea and then sell that as well. Go back to the fork and now go left. Now there's something in the truck. First aid kit. I knew there's something in there. I guess it's on the way back and not on the way down. So on the left here is a bandage, and on the right is a rare. Remember, them items sell for a lot of faith. It might seem like a lot if you're quite poor. But yeah, interact with the doll. That spawns more enemies. We're going to take out the beast enemy first. Because we've got elephant equipped, we can just keep attacking them. Don't need to worry about getting stunned ourselves. Make sure you siphon the enemies afterwards, of course. And because we've got hound, when you siphon the enemies and kill them, you're going to get some sanity back, which is nice. And we just use normal attacks because we do not want to be wasting our sanity. So a few more enemies will spawn on this particular encounter. You take out the first few and then a few more will spawn afterwards. Right, we've got them all. Let's make our way up to the 3rd and final encounter of this area. And we'll make our way back to the shrine hall. So come upwards, go to house on the right of the post box. You'll find a Higashi on the bike chair. Carrying on up a bit further, when the giant monster spawns, go left. and you'll find an antique home in this like allotment area. Grab the antique home near the watering can. Continue up these steps. You'll find a yoken just on the bench near this house, and a Remune around the corner behind an egg sack. Just attack the egg sack a few times, make it move out of the way, or just run past, up to you. Yeah, grab the Remune, head over to the save point, guys. Now it's going to sell all those offerings. After this one, there's not really much more to collect. I think it's just chocolate, first aid kit and divine water. That's all there is. Chocolate is down here near this back gate. I'm interested to see how they've moved things around in Lost in the Fog. So I've not really touched it at all yet. Yeah, so you've got a first aid kit there. Over here you have a divine water, and that's the last items we're going to be collecting, guys. So come to the doll and spawn the last encounter, the last bunch of enemies. So first of all, you're going to get 3 normal enemies who are going to spawn through these like little mannequins. So take these out. Then we're going to have a beast enemy. Then after him, we are going to have one of the giant monsters. Oh yeah, and another thing, save up your bestial form charge. Sorry, I should have mentioned this a bit earlier. But your bestial form, do not use it. I mean, you might use it for this giant monster actually, so I've brought it up at a good time. But yeah, your bestial form, do not use it. We want to save it up for the final boss. So it's going to be very helpful for that fight. Because the strategy, it's consistent for me, the way I've kind of developed it, and I've evolved it in a way. Yeah, I can always pull it off now. Because to begin with, sometimes it works, sometimes it wouldn't, but I've kind of reworked it into a way where it always works. But without that bestial form charge to use, you might get into trouble. Again, it will work sometimes, but just having that will make it so that battle will be always consistent. It should always work. Once you kind of learn the method, which might take a bit of practice. It's not really hard method to learn, but yeah, it might take you a few attempts just to get used to the timing and stuff. Because you do kind of have to be quick to see what attack the enemy is going to do, and if he's not doing a counter, you just carry on. But if he's doing a counter, you need to press a different button. That's basically all there is. Sometimes you've got to be quick to see if they're doing a counter or if he is not. So carrying to the top, I've taken out the enemies and removing the invisible barrier. Meet your parents, and here we are in the shrine hall. Shrine path. Let's make our way to the boss. There are some encounters coming up, so if you are quite low on your bestial form charge, you can actually hopefully build it up defeating these enemies. But when we are attacking the boss, you'll be doing quite a lot of attacks on him, so hopefully that's going to build it up as well. You could always use a faith item, offering. You could always consume one of them to get some faith back. To build up your bestial charge. Because if you remember, when we first came into New Game Plus, the game did give you like a notification telling you that offerings will now charge up your bestial form meter as well as your sanity. Yeah, remember, we've got a little message about that when we first started New Game Plus. And a blessed hand mirror can spawn here, by the way. So where that doll is, yeah, there's a bandage, there's a crowbar, and there's a yoken on the right. Yes, where that doll is, just in front of it, a blessed hand mirror can spawn. But it only spawns if you do not have one. So I'm just letting you know. I think I have all the locations. I think there's about 5 locations where they can spawn in the game. But they only spawn if you do not have any at all. They might be useful for Lost in the Fog difficulty, we'll see. Right, come along here. And yeah, you got 2 normal enemies. Yeah, unfortunately with this, actually I can't recharge my bestial form because I don't have my fox armor at the moment. But hopefully you've kept it anyway from the previous level. Just take these 2 out quickly with your knife. There's about 4 more enemies to kill, and you'll never use these weapons again, guys. You'll lose them when you go into New Game Plus Plus. But grab the items there. You got a first aid kit. You got a tea, a rare, a toolkit, and divine water. Yeah, you got a tea there, a rare, toolkit, and divine water. Then you open this door next, continue forward. We'll get into that small room, that small square room, which was before that bell boss much early in the game. inside there you're going to find a first aid kit, bandage, oh, it's actually after this part. Yeah, so in this fight you want to take out the eggs first if you can, because then it's not going to spawn any more enemies. But yes, in this little arena, so going from the entrance where you came in, there's a first aid kit on the left. I think there's a bandage a bit further on the right. There's a sledgehammer over here, and there's a toolkit on the far left. So this is that square room I mentioned. So first of all, we're going to sell all our offerings. Like I say, if you think your bestial form is really low, you might just want to save one of your faith items to eat when you start the boss fight. So we're going to sell all these. Like I say, we have got quite a lot of faith. You've got to make sure when you go into New Game Plus guys, you've got 3,000 faith and 1 EMA. So over here you've got a bandage, you've got a divine water. On this side you've got a rare dried carcass and a antique comb. I'm going to sell all those again as well. Yeah, I was going to say this one more time. It's very, very important. When you go into New Game Plus, a 5th Omamaru slot becomes available, and it's going to be very, very useful for Lost in the Fog difficulty. The EMA in New Game Plus does not come till near the end of the game, so we want to make sure we take 1 EMA with us so we can unlock that slot to begin with near start. And we also need to make sure we've got 3,000 faith, guys. That's it. I'm not going to mention it again. So over here on the left, a kitchen knife, a bandage, first aid kit. I don't know why it's a kitchen knife, you can't use it. You got an axe, you got a bandage on them rocks as well, and on the right here you got a first aid kit, Higashi, and a toolkit. That's it. I'm going to sell my offerings, save my game, and just upgrade my health a little bit. Now we're probably about 5,000 away from buying everything almost, so I'm just upgrading my health a bit, but I need to make sure I keep at least 3,000. There you go. I've got 3,300, which is enough, and I've got at least 1 EMA, so I'm good to go. I've got my 3,000, I've got my 1 EMA ready for New Game Plus. I'm going to make a save. My bottom save is that one I'm going to be reloading for ending 3, so make sure you do not overwrite that save, whatever you made it. Remember not to overwrite that save. And our Omamaru setup, guys, for this boss coming up is Daisy, Hawk, Weasel, Beetle. Daisy because it gives you infinite sanity and stamina, but you'll die in 1 hit, but it should be okay for this fight. Hawk, so you charge up your focus quicker. Weasel, so you do more damage when you're doing light normal attacks. And Beetle, so when the enemy is staggered, you're doing more damage as well. So these are what you want: Daisy, Hawk, Weasel, Beetle. This is breakdown in my text guide. I'm going to read to you how it's explained in my text guide, because if not, I might not make sense, and I think I've explained it quite well in text guide. So continue forward. Now, first boss fight, you have to defeat him without getting hit by arrows for a trophy, but we're not going to let that happen anyway. So for this, I'm just going to read out what I put in my text guide. There's quite a lot to unpack here, so keep going. I mean, it's quite a simple strategy, but you've got to make sure you do it the right way. So always hold focus and a movement direction during this fight, unless you're in bestial form. Yeah, so always hold focus and a movement direction during this fight. Try to get behind him when you can. So just as you're charging, just try to move behind as I'm doing so, because sometimes it takes him longer to get in his attack position. And you want to always immediately start charging focus. If the boss tries to stomp on you at this time, be ready to counter it with R2. But if not, continue charging and perform a focus attack. Straight after a focus attack, move a bit closer if you're not within range and perform 2 light attacks and then repeat. So general strategy, guys, for this fight is focus attack plus 2 light attacks. Focus attack plus 2 light attacks, and just repeat that. Now when the boss recovers, as you are charging your next focus, you'll be able to stun him before his next attack again. So you can kind of keep him stun locked, unless it's a stomp. But the stomp, as I said, can be countered, so always watch what he's doing. And if you see a stomp coming, when he lifts his knee in the air, be ready to press heavy attack instead to counter it. The 2 light attacks should land when he's staggered, and so they do more damage due to our Omamaru setup. When he stands still and your attacks are not affecting him, perform only focus attacks at these points. The first and second time he stands still, he'll warp away slightly after the time it takes for you to land a single focus attack or two. But the third time you stand still, you can keep repeating focus attacks until he starts to become stunned again, and then resume the usual focus attack plus 2 light attacks. When he does warp away, a single dodge and a few steps should put you back within your focus attack range. Whenever you do perform a counter, go straight back into another focus attack as he recovers faster from a counter, so you don't quite get time to do the 2 light attacks. After he has stood still 3 times, he will turn red and fall to his knee. As soon as this happens, perform another focus attack, then enter bestial form to survive his next few attacks, and then keep using your light attacks. So as soon as he goes red, guys, drop to his knee, do one more light attack, use bestial form, one more focus attack, use bestial form, and then just keep using light attacks to finish him off. Daisy Omamari does not affect bestial form. And then after he turns red, he will warp really far away after a brief onslaught, so you have to be very, very quick to knock him out. But with that setup, guys, you should be able to defeat him quick enough before he manages to begin his arrow attack. But anyway, that's him fought. Straight after there'll be a few cutscenes, you'll get some trophies, and when you get a chance to make a New Game Plus save, yes, save that somewhere. As you can see, it's now got 2 symbols on it, the pill and the mask. That means it's got 2 endings, and that save is what we're going to be using for ending 4, guys, on a few videos from now. So that's it, guys. Like I say, it's all in my text guide. Yes, we've got to get them 2 endings next, ending 3 and ending 4. But yes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video tomorrow.